happen. Where's Don Larson? He better pitch that perfect game, Rolly Massimino style. Number one, Derek Phelps has to handle the rock and not turn the ball over against the Duke defense. Number two, they need a great game out of Hubert Davis shooting the three. And number three, they have to find someone inside, whether it be Montrose, Salvatore, to neutralize Christian Laettner. Lots of luck, Dino, baby. 23 others have tried, but the last one to do it was Dean Smith in North Carolina. It's going to be super, Mike.
The only guy in the world that would call Dean Smith Dino baby. We'll be back for number 1 Duke against number 9 North Carolina with the starting lineups in a moment.
Me and my friends all like to meet at our favorite neighbors right down the street. Come on in, won't you please? Make yourself at home, you're at Applebee's.
At Applebee's Neighborhood Grill and Bar, we serve you fast, so you can take the time to enjoy our great food, fun mood, and very friendly prices.
America's favorite neighbor, Applebee's.
Try Applebee's slow-cooked hickory roasted riblets. You're gonna love these tender. Like First Rome Bank.
We're here to help people with their banking needs, so we listen and then recommend the best services for them.
You know, our bank's been open 3 years, but we've got banking experience over 100 years. And the people that do business with us, they've got that experience to draw on.
Don't take our word for it. Come find out for yourself. First Rome Bank, the smart way to bank. Member FDIC.
A sellout of 21,572 awaits this matchup at the Dean Dome. Let's look at the starting lineup for both ball clubs. For Duke, a veteran and tested group headed by Christian Laettner, the National Player of the Year candidate, averaging 21.3 points per game. For North Carolina, a blend of youth and experience. George Lynch, the best all-around threat, the leading rebounder and second leading scorer on this ball club. Florida State, after coming in here and winning, tabbed the crowd the wine and cheese crowd. They said it wasn't that big a deal to come and play at Carolina.
Well, basically, Duke has won 3 out of the 4 here, 3 of the last 4 games. You also think about the fact that I believe it's Pavarotti in concert here versus Prince in concert down with the Cameron Crazies. But Duke has 2 things I love as a coach. Number 1, a legitimate, dominant point guard in Bob Hurley, and a big guy inside like Mr. Christian Laettner. This guy here, Hurley, is the best pure point guard in the nation.
And he's a tremendous defensive player. He may be more valuable on that end of the court. Carolina in white, Duke in the dark blue. Number 1 against number 9. We're set to go with a sellout crowd of over 25,000. The officials, Lenny Wirtz, John Moreau, and Donnie Gray.
The one thing about Duke, anybody that's going to beat them is really going to have to play an outstanding game. Rebounding, shooting, defense, because they will always come to play, Mike. You're never going to catch them where they're really coming in soft or coming in playing lightly.
One of the things to keep an eye on, Duke is number 1 in field goal percentage in the country, and Carolina is number 1 in the ACC defensively against field goal shooting.
For years, Dean Smith's always had his clubs up there in the 53, 55 percentile. Duke has done a great job with ball movement and excellent dribble penetration.
Derek Phelps, who has really played well as the point guard, being checked by Bobby Hurley.
He's going to really have to play well today. That was a great pass.
Lynch with a left hand, and it's 2-0 Carolina.
He led him perfectly right to the free hand. Great bounce basket, the great angle.
Hurley needs 2 assists to become number 1 all-time for Duke, breaking Tommy Amaker's record.
North Carolina likes to switch a lot on defense.
There's the reach-in by Phelps and knocked it away.
Phelps and Hurley are from out in the East. They come from really some proud high school programs.
Ryan Davis will inbound. Fronting Hurley, don't let him get the ball. Hill gets it back to Davis. His jumper misses. Kept it alive, Duke ball.
Duke's got great versatility with the 2 Hills. They're so multi-dimensional.
What a move by Hurley to get free to the baseline, then trying to get it inside, throws it away. Last touch by Carolina. One of the keys to Duke this year has been getting off fast. They have led early and led big.
Mike Krzyzewski has done an amazing job There's Davis inside. Takes it up. Montross keeps his feet on the ground. Look at his new hairdo, Eric. 0-0.
20th block of the season for Montross.
No gimmicks by Duke. Straight, hard, tough, man-to-man defense. A lot of help in the lane.
Lynch drops it off. Phelps with the jumper. Won't go. Saved by Hill to Leighton. Hurley. Grant Hill wanted the alley-oop and didn't get it.
Both clubs really have an excellent transition game and utilize the secondary phase, which are for trailers, reverse man, and guys dumping down inside. And there's Michelangelo. I believe he'll stay on long enough to break the record of Adolph Rupp. He has 732. 875 is the magical number of the Baron from Kentucky.
At the rate that he wins, he'd need 5 years after this one to get it.
He's got a lot of years left. He's really young looking, 61.
Leitner may have gotten away with a walk and had it blocked again. And here's the steal quickly back the other way, and the jam from Thomas Hill.
Stepped right into the passing lane.
Duke's defense can be spectacular.
They anticipate so well. They're not reactors. What they are anticipators. One step ahead of the play.
Phelps had it picked off. Hill to Hurley. Thomas Hill missed the shot.
Good matchup with Ryan Davis playing Hubert Davis. Davis, an excellent long-range shooter.
There's the three-pointer. Brian Reese, who has really come on. Scoring more, is getting more playing time, now averaging 10 points a game. He shot 60% from the floor in ACC games this year.
Last year didn't get a whole lot of playing time, was even thinking of transferring according to a lot of people. But he's been coming on strong. Reese is an outstanding athlete with superb quickness out of New York City. Played with Adrian Autry in high school, now starring for Syracuse. Davis with the basketball, dumping the ball inside. Now look at the double up. Here comes the help over. Three guys form a triangle right around Leitner.
Foul on Reese. That is his second. Thomas Hill to Hurley.
They really love dribble penetration. Take the ball, drive it at the seam of the defense. See right there?
Davis right down the lane. Blocking foul called against Carolina.
That's why they go to the foul line a great deal, Mike. Just like Indiana. Driving, penetrating.
And that is 3 on Brian Reese in the first 3 minutes of the game.
Wow. I'm glad you can see it. We're way up here high. There's the drive down the lane. Reese steps too slow, coming over, and all for the block.
Once the offensive player leaves his feet, it doesn't matter if you're still when he gets there. You can't slide under a man who's in the air.
That's a significant play right there, getting the third this early. Pat Sullivan comes on. He's an excellent role player. A lot of people compare him to a young version of Matt Doherty, who starred on that team or was a key player on the team in 1982 with all those supers, Perkins, Worthy, and Jordan.
Duke, one of the top 15 free throw shooting teams in the country, #1 in the ACC.
They shoot 74% of the free throw line, Mike, and that's a great asset, especially when you look at the quantity, the number of free throws they take.
Like Indiana, they make more free throws than the other team get. Here's another steal. Loose ball. Grant Hill had a tip after Davis put it up and missed. And Thomas Hill also had a crack at it. Hubert Davis has not had a shot yet.
Duke should have the advantage in transition because of the quickness.
Sullivan out of New Jersey.
Excellent passer, good role player. Montross has got to go down in deep and use his great size down in the box.
Sullivan hasn't shot well. There's Hubert Davis. That's a 2. And it's 7-4 Carolina.
Hubert Davis has been a great scorer, and he almost didn't recruit him. He's the nephew of Walter Davis.
Hurley down the lane had it stripped. The rare turnover for Bobby Hurley. Here comes Carolina, 3-on-1. Sullivan. Oh, what a block by Grant Hill, but they'll call the foul.
Sullivan from out of Augusta, New Jersey, has really improved as a player. Grant Hill is one of those special players. Derek Phelps with the left-hand bounce pass. Hill says, get it out of here, Sullivan. No way.
He had no chance.
No.
Grant Hill way up over the top and stuffed that one.
Mike Krzyzewski, we say it often. If you had to pass on grades, this guy just grades out. A+ in every area. And today, he is by far, I think all his peers recognize he is today the #1 coach in the United States in all areas.
He is doing the kind of things and putting up the kind of numbers that only the legendary John Wooden did in college basketball. And when you start getting up in that rarefied atmosphere, you're doing something.
Mike, you talk about 5 Final Fours in the last 6 years. That's an amazing achievement, especially with all the parity that exists in collegiate basketball. Here they're going to face guard now. They're going to try to keep the ball out of Hurley's hands. See, they're going to face guard him, not trying to allow him to handle the basketball.
So that means Grant Hill will get a lot more of the action. He is the most versatile player on this team. Does play the point when Hurley goes out.
He can be a point guard at the NBA level. He's got great size, tremendous vision, and excellent basketball instincts.
Thomas Hill and Hubert Davis really battling underneath. Leitner will try a 22-footer. Hubert Davis with a loose ball. Well, they don't sound like a wine and cheese crowd right now. They're into it. Lynch, double clutch and missed. Hill with the rebound for Hurley.
Lynch has got the great legs. Excellent offensive rebounder.
Hurley had a tip, but got it into Hill. Back out Hurley. 3. Got it.
That's an area he's really improved on. Also, he doesn't whine as much. Mike Krzyzewski played a film. He took a film of 5 minutes of Hurley's facial expressions and said, this is what you are as a freshman. And boy, has he really improved in that area.
He's shooting 43% from three-point range.
And the book had said when he came here that he wasn't a good three-point shooter.
Hubert Davis forced it, got it anyway.
Davis says, hey, who said that I can't try, that I'm nothing but a standstill shooter? He played for B.J. Carlissimo on that World Universities games team that won the championship, the gold medal. Bob Hurley played as well.
11-7. Carolina over Duke. Leitner. Tough shot, and he banged it home.
But you can't play him in that position, allow him to get the ball that easily 12 feet away from the goal. He's got a great touch. Man-to-man defense.
Almost a 5-second call.
They like to put a lot of pressure on a basketball and then really play a lot of help defensively.
Sullivan called for a travel as Davis reached in and got a piece of the ball.
Reese really can be missed in this game because of the quickness and speed of guys like Grant Hill and Thomas Hill.
Timeout, 2-point game.
Warning, up to half of all engine wear can happen when you start your car. At this critical time, tests prove Quaker State 10W30 protects better than any other leading 10W30 motor oil. In an overwhelming majority of engine tests, Quaker State 10W30 flowed faster to all vital parts. In all size engines tested, Quaker State protected faster, so it protected better. Get the best protection against startup wear. Today's Quaker State, it's one tough motor oil.
Pizza Hut for the new 6-cheese pizza with 6 delicious cheeses. Get one for $7.99 and a second for $4 more. And don't forget to add your favorite toppings. Call now.
ACC fans, take notice. Virginia pushed to overtime by Virginia Tech about 3 minutes to go in the extra session on the neutral court. The Cavs have a 4-point lead. Back to Mike and Dick.
Thanks, Chris. We have a 2-point game here with 14:31 to go. Carolina off to the good start that they need if they're going to pull the win tonight.
You look at statistically that Duke is not rated as we look at field goal percentage here early in the game. Duke only shooting 30%. But you know, Duke defensively, statistically, on a nationwide basis, not even in the top 10. Princeton leads the nation, followed by Wisconsin, Green Bay, allowing about 50 points a game, 49 for Princeton. My feeling is, tell me Duke doesn't play great defense. I like the scoring margin. That tells me a lot better whether or not a team is playing defense. also helping your defense by your style of play offensively, holding the ball.
Brian Davis with the outside shot. Leitner with a rebound, and Leitner is tied up underneath with Matt Wenstrom, and it looks like Wenstrom will be called for the foul. The 7-footer out of Houston, Texas.
Wenstrom comes down the floor. He's getting ready to make my all-airport team look good at the airport and get no PT playing time. Along with Todd Lindemann's another guy who will be a heck of a player from down in Indiana.
Leitner at 6'11", 235 doesn't look nearly as tough as he is underneath. Thomas Hill with a 3.
He just keeps getting better and better. Thomas Hill was the least recruited kid of the class that came in with Hurley and Billy McCaffrey, who transferred out of Vanderbilt.
Sixth man most of the year last year, then became the starter down the stretch run, helped them win the NCAAs, and a starter again this year.
Solid defensive player as well. See, they're playing one-on-one against Wenstrom, not a threat offensively.
Nice drive. Henrik Rodel did not get the roll and then kicked out on it.
Rodel from out of West Germany, recruited really by Roy Williams, the coach in Kansas. Saw him at a clinic.
Duke by 1. They've had some great runs this year where they just spurt 10, 12 points at a time.
They're an outstanding spurt basketball team, very explosive.
Hurley still looking for those assists that would make him #1 all-time, and Grant Hill knocks it down, 14-11 Duke.
Notice how they spread the court, get that excellent spacing, so you can't give a whole lot of help and go to the traps, North Carolina, against the Duke offense.
Sullivan had a 12-footer, didn't even think about it. He has not been shooting the ball well. Hubert Davis, a lot of contact, no whistle. Here come the Blue Devils. Thomas Hill to Hurley, back to Hill. Got it.
That's a clinic on how to run the 2-on-1. Stay a little wider than the lane, give the ball up, and the oldest play in the game, Mike. Pass and go without the basketball.
And Bobby Hurley has just become the #1 all-time assist man in Duke history, breaking assistant coach Tommy Amaker's record. And he has done it halfway through his junior year.
709 assists. What a career he's had thus far.
Lynch with the lean-in, offensive foul. Lynch.
Duke really rotating over defensively, giving a lot of help. What a record Dean Smith's had in the last 6 years. If we look at the all-time leader now, Bob Hurley, his dad jumps up with joy and jubilation. His dad won his 500th game about a week ago at St. Anthony's in Jersey City.
As a freshman, he set the school record for assists. He broke it last year, on track to break it again this year, and now has the all-time record.
The best record he has, Mike. Check out the W's in his career, both in high school and on the collegiate level. He's a winner.
16-11. Duke, after trailing early, has a 5-point lead in the ball.
Thus far early, it's been the lack of foot speed to check the Duke kids one-on-one. See, they're trying to spread to take advantage of their one-on-one ability. See this right here?
Hurley stripped in the lane. Good defense by Carolina.
Well, they reached in, got a piece of the ball, but he really had beaten his man.
Third turnover. Sullivan for 3. Missed it badly. Montross. And he's fouled.
Eric Montross is a very mechanical player. He doesn't have that kind of foot speed and quickness to the basket. He's really more or less, I think, a typical low-post player. And I think he has a problem with the style of play in North Carolina, which is pressing and running.
Last foul on Hurley. We have a timeout on the court. Back in a moment.
State Farm presents the rules of the game.
Today we're talking about the 45-second shot clock. In this play, the player shoots, and while the ball is in the air, the shot clock horn sounds, and the ball misses the rim. Is this a violation?
State Farm sells life insurance. And when we start you out with a life insurance plan, our job...
One of the 2 unbeaten teams in college basketball in a bit of trouble on the road. It's Nebraska, 50-44, midway in the second half. We'll keep you posted. Now back to the other unbeaten against Carolina. Mike Day.
All right, thanks, Chris. Our score here, 16-11, Duke by 5, and Mike Krzyzewski has gone to Marty Clark, Antonio Lang, and Cherokee Parks off the bench. Duke zoning on the out-of-bounds.
Yeah, they rotated into the zone. Look at this here, going to a 2-3.
Salvadori, number 33, in for the first time for Carolina. He has the ball, almost lost it.
He's really been an improved player, certainly an outstanding shot blocker.
Rodel, bad pass, lost out of bounds, out to Carolina.
Salvadori was not a heavily recruited young guy out of high school. Not like some of the guys we're looking at here in terms of Montross and Bob Hurley getting worked on that sideline.
Salvadori leads the ACC in block shots.
His dad played for Frank McGuire, was quite a player at the University of South Carolina, and as everyone knows, Dean Smith served as an assistant to Frank McGuire here at North Carolina before taking taken over. Can that help?
Montross. And he's fouled. So they got Montross and Salvadori in there together.
Montross coming out of high school, Mike, by Bob Gibbons in the All-Star Sports Report, was rated the #1 high school player in the nation. And he really hasn't lived up to that kind of billing. He's certainly been a solid collegiate. And I think so many times kids really, with the pressure of expectations, it really builds on him as Pat Sullivan goes to the sideline.
Last foul was on Cherokee Parks, his first.
Parks will become a solid player. He played in a high school out in Indianapolis that won the state championship, Montross, and he played with Todd Leary, who's now playing at Indiana.
A lot of big guys have to grow into their bodies, not him. 7 feet 264. Coming up tomorrow night, Michigan State number 11 at Iowa at 7:30, and the number 7 Arizona goes against Stanford. That's a 9:30 start.
Watch that game up at Stanford. Adam Keefe can play.
16-13 Duke.
Phelps plays real good, tough defense. He's got excellent quickness.
This is Lang to Marty Clark.
North Carolina playing man-to-man defense. Playing very aggressive on the basketball.
Loose ball picked up by Davis.
It's a good help defensively. See,
trying to trap.
He's trying to run out and trap. That's just not his game.
Shot clock at 13. Clark to the baseline. Drives into the double team, and Montross with the rebound.
That's his game. Excellent outlet passer. He'd be a super player in a half-court game.
Rodel, who doesn't look much for the shot and doesn't provide much offense. Smart player, good D. But when he's on the floor, you're not going to get any points from him.
Came with a reputation as a passer, but what a pass by Phelps.
Phelps, the great bounce pass to Salvadori, and Duke's lead is whittled to 1.
I love that name, Salvadori. Get the lasagna. Excellent pass by Phelps.
Davis on the pass from Hill, and he buries the 3.
Ryan Davis, the guy that's like their 4th and 5th option in their offense, delivers with the open shot.
Davis has 5. Phelps, I'll tell you what, this kid can play.
He is really playing really well here tonight. He has to really improve his range as a shooter.
Davis misses. Phelps had 9 steals against Georgia Tech, set a school record the other day. Hubert Davis for 3, in and out. Montross kept it alive.
Phelps makes good decisions, too. He knows who to go to. He knows who the shooters are on the floor.
The runner missed. Antonio Lang off balance. Davis back down court. Made it, and he's fouled by Clark.
Excellent play by Hubert Davis. He protects the basketball in transition. Gets a good angle to the basket. And there's the poise of Mike Krzyzewski on the sideline. And the Carolina fans, so they go wild, too. There goes Davis. There he is, gets a good angle. Beats the defensive player, protects the basketball on Clark, and scores.
Not a smart foul by Clark as Hurley comes back in.
I'll tell you one thing about these fans. Today I had a chance to share a lot of time, Mike, with hundreds of them over at the Student Union. And their biggest gripe is, hey, stop talking about the Cameron Crazies. They don't allow us here on the sideline. They put all the alumni and all the people that donate the money. I tried to tell them, I said, hey, what can I say? The Cameron Crazies really are the people that everybody across the nation are trying to imitate and impersonate, but they really have the advantage of being on the floor. This place is loud tonight, though.
Hubert Davis, the number 2 free throw shooter in the ACC, gives Carolina a 1-point lead. Hurley leans into one and got it, and he's fouled.
No way that's supposed to go in, Mike. No way. Woo. Take a look at this baby. Hey, Mr. Hurley, you didn't teach your son to throw this baby up like that, a one-hand line driver. Look at the intensity on this little guy.
Averaging 13.5 points a game, 7.5 assists, number 1 in the conference, 4th in the country. He has 5 so far tonight, make it 6, and Duke regains the lead 22-20.
Bobby Knight paid him a great compliment yesterday. Said, I'd love to coach a Bob Hurley. He said he's got a W on his chest.
Slapped into the backcourt. They try to avoid the violation, and here comes Hurley on the 2-on-1. Nice fake. Missed it, but the tip goes. What a fake by Hurley.
Just a tremendous play by Hurley, but a great play also by the Duke kids attacking the glass.
24-20. Salvadori, offensive rebound and scores off the miss by Donald Williams.
Donald Williams, a highly recruited young guy out of Warner High School in North Carolina. Many thought he'd go to North Carolina State. Great shooter, getting some PT here. Salvadori has really taken his game up a notch.
Williams, the only scholarship player from the state of North Carolina on the Tar Heels roster.
They have a tremendous class coming in next year in North Carolina.
Lang with a jumper, spins out. Carolina trying to cut into a 2-point lead. Oh! Gets count by Donald Williams and the foul.
Give me a break, Mike Patrick. I'm ready to dive out of the booth up here, down to the floor. Wow, look at those heel fans. They love it. This guy's a fraud. Take a look at this. Spinning, twisting, left-handed off the glass. Awesome, baby, with a capital A. Woo!
And there's the tip-in of the last play on the other end.
Might have been offensive interference on that last play. Look at this here. That's the game of horse you use that. A little Baryshnikov hanging in the air, twisting and turning.
They need his athleticism tonight.
They feel he's going to be really a good player if he really learns how to play on the defensive end.
His three-point play puts Carolina back on top. 25-24. We approach the 8-minute mark.
See, he got stripped right there by Hurley.
Nice feed to Leitner. Double pump, put it in. And Montross just put the hands up.
He uses the double pump better than anybody in college basketball. We young kids, that's the way to get free inside or get fouled.
Montross
taking up
free
strong.
This time leans in. A lot of contact, no whistle. Montross keeps it alive. Salvadori tipped it in.
They're playing the two big guys together.
Excuse me, that was Sullivan who got credit for it. I saw 3 and thought it was 33.
Well, we're so high up, Mike.
This is nosebleed section here. We've got a timeout, and Montross has a cut on the side of the head. It looks a lot worse than it is, I guarantee you.
Here are 2 good reasons why people like First Rome Bank.
We're here to help people with their banking needs. So we listen and then recommend the best services for them.
You know, our bank's been open 3 years, but we've got banking experience of over 100 years. And the people that do business with us, they've got that experience to draw on.
Don't take our word for it. Come find out for yourself. First Rome Bank, the smart way to bank. Member FDIC.
1,050 people on the line. 1,050 people on the line right now.
This is a deal.
At this very moment, you could be missing out on the most remarkable sales event ever. The Home Shopping Club Bargathon.
Wonderful. I think it's fantastic. I think it's the most fantastic buy.
Bargathon, where prices keep dropping and dropping.
When I saw this, I just really flipped.
You could be missing a Bargathon right now. Why wait? Tune in Home Shopping Club now and get in on the sale of a lifetime.
So big, it's gonna take an extra day. Leap into the great sports in February on ESPN.
Developing into a wild Wednesday indeed. Number 2, Oklahoma State losing. Number 5, Arkansas is trailing. Ohio State starting to pull away. Number 24, Georgia Tech has already lost. Highlights at halftime.
Chris, sometimes it's a little tough when you're in the top 10 and people are gunning for you, as North Carolina is gunning for Duke right now, up by 1 with 7:28 to go. And here is the injury to Montross. Watch Thomas Hill. They will headbutt here in a second.
Yeah, there's number 12 making contact on Montross's head.
It looked like Hill really got the worst of it, but Montross is the guy who comes out bleeding. And the doctor just said to Dean Smith, hey, it's not too bad. We just got a little scratch here.
Well, he's a tough guy. He'll be back on the floor. They're going to spread the court. See, right now they're going to try to spread the court and utilize their driving ability.
And also spreading the court like this, they have a lot more speed and they can take advantage of that. Great alley-oop, and Grant Hill gets the jam.
They do an excellent job of throwing that diagonal pass for the alley-oop. That was set up during the timeout.
Donald Williams seeing a lot of playing time here early. This is Lynch with a miss. Sullivan, another rebound. Offensive foul, Sullivan.
Lynch has really been quiet. He's got to find a way to get on a glass and give them some help.
Sullivan with a second straight offensive rebound, but did something in the lane. Back to the previous play.
There's Bob Hurley throwing it over the top of the defense. Grant Hill, great hands.
Duke by one. Hurley down the lane, tries to dump it off this time. Phelps with a steal, and then bounces it off of Brian Davis. Great play by Derek Phelps.
You mentioned his ability in terms of steal, but there was a guy that played for Dean Smith by the name of Dudley Bradley, who made a living in the NBA for a while because of his defensive ability. But this kid, oh, there's the nice reverse man against the trap. Stay one step behind the line of the ball.
Salvadori in there, gives it off to Phelps.
Phelps has just got to develop a jump shot, though. Think about shooting the jump shot. He doesn't even think about it.
Lynch. Sullivan tips it in again.
He's got great hands to make that happen. Fingertip control. When you tip the basketball, you utilize your fingertips, not your palm.
Carolina regains the lead.
And when you're doing that, it means you're playing aggressive basketball. That's a trademark, an element of aggressive basketball.
Hurley pulls back for the three and buries it.
Hey, he can play in the NBA. Marty Blake told me that yesterday, and I have great respect for Marty Blake as an evaluator of talent. And I really believe that Bob Hurley can make somebody's team in the NBA and be a contributor.
Bobby Hurley, leading scorer in the ball game. He has 9 points.
We talked about the fact that everybody says the new king down at Tobacco Road is Mike Krzyzewski and Duke. But think about the last 6 years in comparison. Dean Smith has averaged 27.5 W's a year. Mike has averaged 28. The difference, the visibility and exposure of getting to the Final Four. What do you do in March is where you get the recognition.
Duke by 2. This is Lynch in the lane. Salvadori trying to keep it alive, and he's fouled by Davis, pushed from behind. That'll be one on Brian Davis.
George has not even been close on his shot, Mike. He's got to go inside and post up. He's a really solid post-up player, and he's got the great strength in his legs. They're working on Eric on that sideline. He's really a nice kid. Comes from a great family. His dad's a lawyer. Both dad and mom graduated out of Michigan and broke the heart. Just broke the heart of Steve Fisher. They thought they had Eric Montross.
Well, Fisher got just about everyone else, didn't he?
Yeah, well, that was this year.
Right.
Last year.
Hubert Davis with the miss. And Lynch with the steal. Back against Leitner. Oh, see Leitner stand his ground. I mean, he doesn't go for the fake. So calm. Hubert Davis down the lane. It goes, and he's fouled.
Hubert Davis has become a much better player. The word on Davis was that he was one-dimensional, a long-range shooter. But you are watching tonight that he has driving ability as well. Very similar, you see the improvement in John Barry. Look at him, he's laughing, he's enjoying this. This is fun.
Grant Hill will get the personal, his second.
I think John Barry's the most improved player in the nation from out of Georgia Tech.
See him next week against Carolina. Next Wednesday night. Davis free throw is good, and in a seesaw battle, the Tar Heels lead by 1 again.
Stay tuned, people. We got #1 in the nation, undefeated. They're on the road, baby.
And the last 3 times, keep this in mind, the last 3 times that North Carolina has faced the #1 team in the nation, and that goes back over the last 6 years, they have beaten them.
Well, 1990s, there was a guy, Vitale, said they were going to beat Oklahoma, and they didn't let me down. Just like I tried to tell you tonight, and I told the people last night on TV, Oklahoma State was going to go down today. And I really believe Nebraska's a tough place to win on the road. And I have great respect for Eddie Sutton and his team. And they are struggling right now.
Carolina by 1. Bobby Hurley, short.
I got a great question for you. Suppose Oklahoma State gets beat. Suppose Duke gets beat. Who is Uno #1? Is it UCLA? Is it Arkansas if they come back and win?
Well, either that or Duke stays #1. If everybody has at least 1 loss.
George is really right now, like watching him shoot the ball, he is getting so much calm on a basketball. Former West Point cadet. You know, he was part of an undefeated team, the last team in that he was out at Indiana. Indiana went undefeated in 1976. He was there the year before with those people before he went up to West Point. He wasn't actually on the sideline for the 76 team at Indiana.
His NCAA record is unbelievable. He's 27-7 in the NCAA. Leitner tries to dump it down in the lane. Nobody was looking, and it's a turnover for the Blue Devils.
They have done three things that we talked about on the top of the show. One, Phelps has handled the ball exceptionally well. Two, Davis has scored. And three, they have neutralized Leitner.
Leitner only with 4 points so far. Hurley has been the big gun. Phelps from outside won't go.
That's the area of his game that he has to really pick up on if he's going to become a class ball-handling guard with great reputation like Bob Hurley, who improved his range as a shooter.
5-second call, Grant Hill, who was out front playing the point guard with Hurley on a wing, and that is the 7th turnover for Duke.
Grant Hill comes from such great stock. Dad played at Yale, played with the Dallas Cowboys. Mom graduated from Wellesley. Comes from a high school that's got a great high school player right now out of Virginia, Joey Beard, 6'9".
4 minutes left in the half. Montross knocked away by Leitner on the way up, and a foul on Leitner.
Eric's got to work on using the drop step, post moves, taking the ball to the goal. He's got great strength. He's got good hands. He's got to take the ball to the basket with authority. See right here, he's going to try to drop step over the top of Leitner, where you can hook his foot. See, he doesn't hook his foot at all. Post moves, working on your footwork is so essential.
Mike Krzyzewski talking to John Moreau.
Don't believe this is just another game. Don't believe that at all. The Dukies have been thinking about this for quite a while, remembering the way they were blown out last year in the ACC championship.
Carolina uncharacteristically not a great free throw shooting team this year. They have gotten better during the season, and their team average up over 70%, but they are not like the Carolina teams of old, and Montross misses both.
Even when you talk about not like the Carolina teams of old, you don't see the Worthies, the Perkins, the Jordans, the Kenny Smiths, the Brad Daughertys. They're really super athletes.
Hill to the baseline. Hurley fakes the three, and he is fouled by Lynch, a reach in. That will be 2 on George Lynch. Brian Reese already on the bench with 3.
Lynch has really got to step it up offensively. I personally think that Dean Smith has done one of his super jobs of coaching this year. When you think about losing only 3 games, look at the free throw line here for the Blue Devils. That's amazing. Versus the opponents, only 263 attempts, and they've made over 402. I mean, 402 they have made. That's amazing.
And Hurley, the 80% shooter, goes to the line.
You know, their 3 losses are losses you would not think that they would have. They lost to Notre Dame, wire to wire, out at Madison Square Garden. They were beaten at home by Florida State, who played without Douglas Edwards on their own living room floor. And then they lost to Guglielmo, North Carolina State. He put that great show on, and you were there for that.
Most people would have lost to NC State that night. Guglielmo was on fire. It's a 1-point game. Back in a moment.
Says a lot. I'm irresistible.
Powerful.
Riley, sexy.
Dynamic.
The all-wheel drive Subaru Legacy. All it says is that you bought a great car and you can still pay your mortgage.
Virginia and Virginia Tech have met every year since '35. Not many of them better than tonight. 2 overtimes. Virginia survives by 4 points. Highlights at halftime. A couple top 10 teams in deep trouble.
Back at the Dean Dome in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. #1 Duke leading #1 North Carolina 33-32. About 3.5 minutes to go. First half. Hope you'll stay with us at halftime. All the upsets that have been springing out tonight. And we'll find out if Oklahoma State can remain unbeaten.
Eddie Sutton's done an amazing job with that team. He'd be my coach of the year right at this time with Jimmy Boeheim right behind him up at Syracuse. Zone defense by Duke, playing that one 2-2 zone.
Lynch has missed about 5 from that range tonight. He's got that great ability to get in the lane and put up the shot, but the scorer has not been able to score except for 1 bucket.
Duke shows the zone just to basically take him out of a little rhythm.
Oh, what great ball movement. Lang finally gets it after Hurley and Grant Hill pass it back and forth.
Well, ball movement and also in the proper space. Just properly aligned is so essential to their offensive concepts. There's that zone on defense. Now looks like a 2-3.
Montross, nice entry pass. He got away and scored.
That's where he has to play. Down in deep and utilize his strength, his tremendous strength. He's a low-post player.
Montross has 4. The lead is cut to 1.
Phelps really trying to get over the top of the screen and challenging Bob Hurley.
Boy, when Carolina goes to trap Hurley, you can just forget it. He dribbles out of it, passes through it.
See, this is tough right now.
Leitner with a runner.
That is tough right now for Montross to play Christian Leitner out in the open court. A lot of people thought a walk-in violation.
And that's what they called. They'll overrule the basket.
Well, here he is one-on-one with him. Now let's see if he... Oh, yeah, there it is. There it is. He lifted the pivot foot. He took the extra step. In the NBA next year, Christian, you can get away with that.
You can take one more step in the NBA.
I'll tell you one thing. I'd go with Leitner right now, O'Neal and Houston as my All-American front court, back court, Jackson and Bob Hurley.
You just saw Henrik Rodel, who was back in for Dean Smith. Carolina down by 1, 2:07 to go in the half.
See, the zone starts out. It looks like a 2-3 and then changes with the movement of the basketball.
Montross, the last guy you want throwing a lob pass intended for Salvadorian. It's picked off.
He draws 3 people. He's an excellent passer.
Hurley, nice catch. Takes the 3. Thomas Hill with a rebound. Knocked down. Got it to Hurley. And Brian Davis knocks it down. Duke up by 3.
Did you see how quickly Bob Hurley, in getting the basketball, anticipated where his teammate was and made that pass? He's 1 step ahead of the play at all times.
Brian Davis has 7.
There's that zone defense. 2-3 zone. Trying to match up out of it. A little unusual here. Duke zoning.
Hubert Davis gets it to Phelps. Sullivan.
Oh, you got to hit the little jumper.
Sullivan penetrates and gets the finger roll.
He had the little jumper wide open, but he decides to take it right to the goal. That was Rodel, wasn't it, Rodel?
Turned it over. 1 minute to go in the half.
North Carolina really has played tougher on the defensive end than what I've anticipated.
Played far better tonight than when we saw them against North Carolina State in Raleigh.
Well, it's important now against the zone to try to overload and get into the gaps, to get into the seams. See, right now they're saying they don't have many people out there who can shoot the perimeter shot.
Salvadori, but kept alive. Montross, that basket won't count, but he's fouled. Montross has been tough in the middle.
He has to work on a little bit more agility, jump rope, work on a quicker jump move to the basket, and use that strength to hit. See right there, that's a poor shot behind the goal. Now here comes Montross. Now take it up strong. Come on, Eric, go up strong. Mike Bray behind Mike Krzyzewski, who has an outstanding staff with Tommy Amica, Peter Godet, who does a tremendous job of scouting, former head coach at West Point. Many people thought that this was the greatest class ever assembled until the Michigan group, the class that featured Phelps and Montross, Sullivan, and also Cliff Rozier. He is the guy that's missing from this puzzle. He's that 6'9.5" athlete that they don't have who can really help them as we look at Clark and Cherokee Park sitting on the sideline.
Montross now has 6. And Carolina's regained the lead at 38-37.
Rozier is over at Louisville. They anticipate him to have a great year next year.
That's Sullivan back in the ballgame, and full court pressure by Carolina on Hurley.
There's a double up now on Bob Hurley with the big guy. Somebody's got to post to the middle of the floor.
Dangerous pass, but they got it to Davis.
Well, you got to reduce the distance of that pass by stepping to the ball, something Davis did not do.
Clock is down to 20 seconds.
See, Leitner, here's his versatility when you can have a big guy with his passing ability to come up high, and then he'll slide inside.
Hurley will look at the clock and start the offense.
He's trying to dribble, penetrate, draw somebody, and dish it. There it is.
Shot by Phelps.
There it is.
Hill.
Thank you, Mr. Hurley. Bob Hurley created that opportunity for Hill.
What a beautiful job of executing the offense. And Duke, with the basket with 2 seconds to go, will go into the locker room with a 1-point lead, 39-38.
It's been just as advertised. Fantastic. Don't leave, people. Hey, Chris, tell them not to leave, Chrissy.
1-point game. Let's join Chris Fowler and Jim Valvano.
We're not going anywhere, Dick. Just relax. So Duke, one unbeaten, up by a point. The other unbeaten coming in tonight, Oklahoma State, in deep trouble. We'll tell you about that, as well as highlights from what is turning into a wild night in college hoops. Jim Valvano joins me after this. Don't go away.
A car is a car, and its sole reason for existence is to get you from point A to point B and back again. It won't make you handsome, or prettier, or younger, and if it improves your standing with the neighbors, then you live among snobs with distorted values. A car is steel, electronics, rubber, plastic, and glass. A machine. And in choosing one, the question should be, how long will it last? How well will it do the job? Could I get a comparable one for less? And do I like the way this machine feels and looks? And in the end, with an absence of marketing glamour about the automobile, may the best machine win. Subaru, what to drive.
In trying to make an artistic statement, one should be careful not to let one's personal aroma do the talking. In order not to offend the critics, I recommend Right Guard Sport Stick. It provides maximum protection and the freshest scents, a sublime palette of odoriferous emanations. After all, a true artiste should be remembered for his inspiration, not his perspiration. Right Guard Sport Stick. Anything less would be uncivilized.
ESPN's NCAA basketball is brought to you by Subaru. It's what to drive. And by Right Guard Sports Stick. Anything less would be uncivilized.
And welcome back. Duke by 1 over Carolina on the road at halftime. Meanwhile, we told you about the other unbeaten in college basketball, Oklahoma State. They came in 20-0, visiting Lincoln, Nebraska. They had beaten the Huskers 4 straight times in the series, all by double figures. So some payback due. Jamar Johnson nails the 3. 11-point run by Nebraska. Then Sean Sutton finds the big guy, Byron Houston, alley-oop. Huskers by 2 at half. Then Eric Pitkowski finds Criswell on the backdoor cut. Eddie Sutton watches the undefeated season slipping away. His son, Sean Sutton, gambles, doesn't get it. Criswell buries the 3. Then in the closing minutes, Michael Hughes for the Huskers dishes off to big Derek Chandler. Does the chin up on the rim. He will do some woofing after that. The Huskers, the bigger wins for their programs in recent years. 11-point lead. Right now they're trying to hang on against Oklahoma State as one of the unbeatens is in deep, deep trouble. Also in the Big 8, Iowa State and Missouri. Iowa State gave them a tough game for a while, but the Tigers pull away for a 10-point victory at home in that one. In the ACC, though, number 23 Florida State clocked by Maryland, 93-85. Walt Williams had 38 points, an incredible 7 straight games over 30-plus points for Williams as they win their second game in the conference. Another surprise here, Clemson in overtime beats Georgia Tech by 17 points, 95-78, as Beauvais tosses in 22 for the Tigers. And Virginia, another ACC team, favorite over Virginia Tech on a neutral floor, needs 2 overtimes to subdue the Hokies 61-57. Now, Jim, this is normally the time when we go to the telestrator, but not much to telestrate in the first half like this. You have me all prepared for the X and O, and it's just frenetic pace.
I have myself gone against Dean Smith and Mike Krzyzewski close to, well, over 50 times, and I've watched them go against each other. It's always such a technical approach to the game. Well, today it was 2 neighborhood rivals saying, let's get it on, because look at this action right here. I mean, all kinds of things are happening. First, we have the drive here. Look at this. Boom. Look at that block. Then off-balance shot by Davis.
Guy didn't drop it on the deck. Bad pass off his shoulder. You don't see this kind of play. Drive again. All right, well, let's settle down a little bit. No. Let's throw the ball cross court. Drive again, Davis. Go. Bam! We're going to deck again. And it goes down. Chris, I have never seen a half of basketball like that between these two teams. It's been really incredible. It's just up and down, and the action's unbelievable. Maybe the second half, they'll slow down. But also another thing, tonight was not the night to go against home teams, it appears, because everybody at home is upsetting people tonight.
Well, we've talked about Oklahoma State. There's another top 10 team, a little bit of trouble on the road. We'll tell you about that when we come back. In the meantime, check more scores as we go to break on Wild Wednesday.
Now that everybody wants a big taste of Pepsi, they're going to need a new slogan.
I got it. Pepsi, a wacky cola.
Pepsi tastes great, but only if you drink it. But Jimmy Connor's a cola.
I was going to say that. Tastes good and makes a wonderful gift.
Wild, young, thirsty, and...
And Phelps, a key there, no stats shown, is Phelps has only had one turnover. Bobby has put in some big threes and made the great penetration at the end. But a key statistic on that chart was the fact that Duke did not go to the free throw line a great deal. They like to go to the line about 30 times a game. And as you saw there on the chart, they did not get that opportunity. It was 4 for 6 in the first half on the free throw line.
Dick, I'll give you this one. Picking Nebraska to beat undefeated and second-ranked Oklahoma State is a heck of an upset pick. You got it.
I don't think it really is, Mike. I really don't. I think when you look at Nebraska and what they've done at home, they're a good basketball team. And I've often said that I think Eddie Sutton is getting maximum out of his people. They got a tough date now with Kansas coming up.
Duke trying not to be an upset victim. They lead by 1 as we start the second half.
They're switching out on Leitner right now. Notice how they're switching defensively.
And there's a reach-in foul on Derek Phelps.
What we simply mean by the switch, you're assigned a designated guy to guard, but on an interchange, they switch, they change men. In that case, Phelps ended up on Leitner and fouled him.
That's 2 on Phelps. Brian Reese is in there. He picked up 3 fouls in the first 3 minutes of the game and sent out the rest. He's number 31 for Carolina.
Montross playing against Leitner.
Hurley beating the pressure, gets it to Brian Davis, wide open, missed. Lynch, good rebound.
He's a strong rebounder, George Lynch, one of the better rebounders in the ACC. Ball reversal. So important to the North Carolina offense. Swinging the ball side to side.
Montross, great pass to Phelps.
Good look from the backside. Great move by Phelps. He catches Hurley staring at the ball in the post.
And Hurley, one of the outstanding defenders in all of college basketball, trying to return the favor, starts down the lane. Leitner for 3s, got the range, but missed this one.
Lynch gets good positioning, the rebound.
Carolina by 1 in possession of the ball, and the crowd wants to come to its feet.
Phelps picked up his dribble. Could be a little bit of trouble. Instead of pushing out the offense a little high.
Lynch, who was very ineffective inside in the first half, just couldn't hit one. Tough pass there. Hubert Davis for 3. Montross tried to tip it for the rebound. Goes to Brian Davis. Lady came in at halftime and says, "Tell them we're yelling tonight." I said, "All right, you're making noise." They didn't like that wine and cheese crack that Florida State made. Davis with a miss, contact with Montross, no foul.
Duke went into a double stack, a 1-4 set.
Reese, nice fake.
He has really improved offensively. They can't afford for him to get his 4th foul.
He is a much better shooter than when he came to Carolina as a freshman. And the lead is now 3.
Oh,
here's the steal.
Give it up, George. Give the rock up, George.
Reese. Got it.
That's Brian Reese. Get a TO, baby. Mikey K, get a TO.
Mike Krzyzewski has seen enough. 17:41 to go in the game, and the #1 team in the nation is down by 5. We'll be back to Chapel Hill in a moment.
When you play the game and you're looking good, that's the Bud Light way. Yeah, it's understood.
If you're into looking good,
Get into Bud Light. The clean, fresh taste won't fill you up, never let you down.
You can't taste it, feel it, know you got it right. 'Cause everything else is just a light. Everything else is just a light. Everything else is just a light. Everything else.
For those interested in a Highline Japanese car, Audi offers an alternative. The all-new Audi 100 V6. The first German automobile designed to not only turn heads, but opinion as well. The all-new Audi 100 V6. To drive it is to take control.
Someone's taken some steps to juice up their batteries. And today's Duracell batteries can even outlast the ones we made just a few years back. You can't top the copper top.
In making an artistic statement, one's personal aroma shouldn't do the talking. So I use Right Guard Sport Stick with maximum protection. A true artiste should be known for inspiration, not perspiration. Right Guard Sport Stick. Anything less would be uncivilized.
North Carolina has scored all 6 points in the second half, and Brian Reese has done a big job here. Great move with a head fake, and Reese scores. He has 7 points, 4 of the 6 in the second half, and this is only the 4th time this year that Duke has trailed in the second half.
Great spin move by Reese to make that happen. Played with Malik Sealy also and Autry over at Palatine High. They were like #1 in the nation.
Leitner has been held to 4. And now he's just plain held as Montross bumped him out of bounds.
He seems a little passive, almost a little bit where he feels like a turn it on. He doesn't seem to really be an intense guy that you normally see Christian Leitner.
Dean Smith, as you saw, did not care for the call. And here is the biggest deficit this season, 7 points. Carolina has them down by 5 right now. Hurley for 3. Reese fought for the rebound, tipped away by Brian Davis, but last touch by Carolina.
Carolina's done an excellent job of neutralizing Christian Leitner. Montross is playing him really physically tough.
Tried to get it to him this time, taken back by Davis. Excellent hustle.
You got the strength of Montross against the finesse of Leitner.
When they're looking for him a lot now. Double team Montross. Nice defense.
Well, he did a great job of feeding them to the basketball. Anticipated it. Great denial.
Reese looking for Lynch. Can't find him. Goes to Davis. Montross against Leitner.
Trying to get good spacing. Trying to move the ball side to side. Break the defense down by ball reversal.
Carolina playing with a lot of confidence. And now Hubert Davis looked down as the ball went whistling over his head. It's a turnover.
They got to be one of the Dr. Jekyll and Hyde basketball teams. Getting beaten wire to wire by Notre Dame on their home floor by Florida State without Edwards. And then they come out here and they're really challenging Duke here.
They were out-rebounded all 3 times in those losses.
There's a double up. Forced the turnover.
Bad pass by Thomas Hill.
It was the rotation out after the double up by George Lynch, who stepped out. He's the rotator.
44-39 Carolina. 16-18 to go from Chapel Hill. 3 Duke turnovers in the second half. Only 1 from Carolina. Phelps couldn't get the roll. Lynch!
That's what they need, the offensive rebounding power of George Lynch. Hey, they're waking up. People don't leave. #1 is in a little bit of trouble.
It's the biggest lead for North Carolina and matches the biggest deficit that Duke has faced all year long.
They are really doubling up on Leitner, almost forming a triangle with 3 people coming down on Leitner inside.
They had 3 guys on him that time.
This is a new club that beat this Duke team from last year. You don't have Rick Fox here, who's now doing an excellent job with the Boston Celtics. Peter Chilcutt is not here. This is a totally different basketball team. King Rice is gone.
Foul was on Lynch. It's his 3rd. And a blind pass. Montross with a great job. Hubert Davis.
Oh!
If that goes, the top comes off the building.
If that goes, I'm jumping down right from here, baby. I'll tell you.
Hubert Davis, a great job of giving it a chance, protected the ball with his body, and he's fouled by Grant Hill. That's 3 on Grant Hill.
Hubert Davis, when he came out of high school, not heavily recruited, Mike. In fact, when you look at that class, they were rejected by Christian Laettner. They were rejected also by Billy Owens, who they were really pursuing very hard. Adam Keefe from Stanford said no, and Matt Stagenga from out of Michigan State. It was not a good year in recruiting for Dean Smith.
Hubert Davis now has 11. Averaging nearly 20 points a game. He's hit all 3 tries from the free throw line.
But so many times, guys that don't get the great accolades in high school prove they can play in the big-time environment, and he is one of them.
Duke has not been down by this margin all year long.
You know Duke's going to put a spurt and get really back in his game again. They're just too talented.
They have been #1 since last year's NCAA tournament. They will not give it up easily.
North Carolina really has played tough defensively.
Nice ball movement. The foul will be on Lynch, and that will be 4 on George Lynch.
They're trying to get the ball inside to Laettner, almost telegraphing it. They got a tough date after this. They got to go down to Shaquille O'Neal country, down at LSU. Had him the other day against Kentucky, and Shaqnificent is now playing in another world.
George Lynch only has 4 points tonight. He leaves with his 4th foul. Brian Reese was in trouble in the first half, but Lynch, strong on the boards, had 6 rebounds so far tonight.
You know, Mike, when you think of the great programs in college basketball, Christian wears a jersey, certainly of one of them. I like to rate great programs on #1, their ability to win, #2, their ability to graduate players, and 3, stay free from NCAA controversy. You think of Duke, you think of North Carolina, you think of Indiana, certainly Arizona now, and Georgetown really fits the mold of those kind of programs.
All those parameters fit. Lead cut to 7, 15-18 to go in the ballgame. Derek Phelps, Salvadori, number 33, is in there along with Montross. Good feed, and Laettner just let him go.
That's what he has to do. Be a little bit more aggressive offensively. Eric Montross is playing as well tonight as I've seen him in a North Carolina uniform.
Exactly. 50-41. Laettner comes outside so he can get the ball. Tries to drive. Whistle away from the ball, and a foul. It will be against Carolina. It looked like Hubert Davis.
Away from the basketball, Pat Sullivan's doing an excellent job on Grant Hill. Look at Montross. He holds up Laettner. He says, you're an All-American, Laettner, but look at my hand. And then Laettner says, I'm getting out of his way. I'm giving him that jam, baby.
Foul on Hubert Davis was his first. 15 foul against Carolina in the second half. Duke has committed only 1. Grant Hill lost it on the way up, missed. Laettner offensive rebound. We certainly haven't seen many of those, and the block gives the ball back to Carolina.
Grant Hill's going to have to step it up a notch. They need some help out there, Duke.
Sullivan kicks it back to Phelps. Montross hustles after the rebound. Great job.
In today's day and game, you have to be able to shoot the basketball. You become a liability. Bobby Knight addressed that yesterday at his press conference about the fact that we have to make some changes because people are not playing Chris Reynolds or Meeks. And right now, they're not guarding Phelps on a perimeter. He has to be able to make that jump shot.
Carolina bench really upset by the call, which will give the ball to Duke. And Montross bleeding again.
Seems like he's been a fighter.
Yeah.
A heavyweight championship battle.
I tell you what, this time he got poked in the eye. The last time, he got hit in the side of the head.
They need him back on his floor.
He's played an exceptional game.
Especially defensively. He has really done an excellent job neutralizing Mr. Laettner. Again, going back to the top of the show, we talked about 3 factors. Handle the pressure of Duke. They have done that. Number 2, get some scoring out of Davis. They have done that. Number 3, neutralize Laettner. They have done that.
Second half field goals. Carolina has hit 5 of 8. Duke is 0 for 6.
Hey, Mike, check this number out. It blows my mind. North Carolina, 21 consecutive 20-game win seasons. Is that consistency, Dean Smith? That's why he's a Hall of Famer.
Unbelievable. He's been to 21 NCAAs. Grant Hill.
They got to get him involved offensively a little bit more. He's just too talented. Let him begin to drive as he did right there. Oh, Dean, watch out, a technical. He's out of the coach's box. What's going on? He's out of the coach's box.
And I don't know why he was up in such a hurry, but Dean was as upset as you will see him. And he's hit with the tee.
Well, it had to be
at
hit
a
with
very inopportune time.
Well, write it down right now. There's Hill with the jumper. We had a situation last night, though it was not really a factor in winning the game. It changed some of the momentum of Illinois, who jumped out 13-4. And there was a tee on Lou Henson out of the box. Keep this down and write the score down, Mike. It's 50-43 with 14-11.
Well, first of all, Carolina loses possession. Now Duke has a pair of free throws. They've got Hurley at the line.
Leitner flips the ball. Oh, that's why they're upset. Leitner's interfering with the basketball coming through the net. Here's Lenny Wirtz, a veteran. You talk about a guy that's been through the wars. Here he is on a big game. The quality of officiating in the ACC, I believe, is a step better from top to bottom than most conferences. The reason, Fred Barakat.
And, Dick, even though they were rated a couple of years ago and lost several of their top officials to NBA jobs, they have done a great job of getting younger officials and training them to go along with guys like Lenny Wirtz.
Well, a lot of big-time guys want to work in this environment. It's such a great basketball environment. Look at the poise of Mike Krzyzewski. I mean, here he is. He's got an unbeaten team, 23 games in a row. I'd be going bananas on his sideline, going wacky. This guy has so much poise, and a lot of that's got to be attributed to his background, his military background.
Hurley has hit 3 out of 4 from the free throw line. This could be a huge turnaround here.
Remember, we wrote it down. 50-43, 14-11 on the clock.
Hurley misses the first.
North Carolina with their new threads.
And Hurley misses them both.
That's so unusual in a crucial situation.
This is Dean Smith after that play.
Tell me this guy's not a competitor. You don't win all those years without being a fierce competitor.
Hurley, great feed to Brian Davis for the layup, so that technical actually results in only 2 points, although Carolina lost possession of the ball.
Duke rotates out of the man-to-man to the zone. Someone's going to have to step up and shoot the basketball from the wings against the zone. See, the wings are going to be wide open.
50-45. Sullivan posting up down low. He and Salvadori are in there.
Got to attack the seam. You can't pick up your dribble. That's a bad play by Phelps.
Well, Phelps just got caught, picked up the dribble, had to do something with it and threw it away.
They score here, I'd get a TO.
Thomas Hill for 3.
I'd get a TO, Uncle Dean. I'd get a TO, Uncle Dean.
50-48. The lead cut back to 2. Down the lane. What a beautiful drive by Brian Reese.
Brian Reese is starting to believe he's something special. He wants the basketball.
He has 9 points. Grant Hill back the other way. Leitner kept it alive. Leitner blocked by Salvadori, who did it flat-footed.
Salvadori coming into this game leads them in block shots, 43. Here's a guy coming out of high school at the famed Garfinkel basketball camp, 5-star. He couldn't even be a factor among all the college prospects. And here he is playing major college basketball and making a positive contribution.
13 minutes to go. North Carolina 52, Duke 48.
Sitting in that 2-3 zone. I haven't seen Duke play that zone that long a period of time all year. They've used it now on 4 different occasions here tonight. Look at the gap at the foul line if you flash somebody right behind Hurley.
They loop it down to Sullivan underneath, and he'll make the shot, but it will be overruled. The foul is going to go against Carolina. It looks like Salvadori.
Right now, Duke looks like momentum has swung their way. See, the foul line area is open. Oh, there's the foul on a back screen. He lays a back screen on Cherokee Park, Salvadori, and definitely a foul.
He moved him out pretty good, didn't he?
Yeah.
And that will put him in the bonus situation, and Duke will be able to go to the free throw line because it was not a player control foul. He fouled without the ball.
Christian Leitner, very relaxed. They have so much confidence, this team. You know, I'm looking at the banners up here flying high with the Jordans, etc. Think about this, Mike. You think they turn out players in North Carolina What about this team for an all-NBA team? Kenny Smith at the point, Jordan at the second guard slot, Perkins and Worthy at the forwards as he makes the free throw mark, and Doherty in the middle. Larry Brown coaches the team, another North Carolinian. I think they'd win the NBA championship.
You could beat a couple of people. This young man, highly recruited, called by some the best high school center since Bill Walton. He's getting about 8 minutes a game right now. He has his first 2 points. The lead is cut to 2.
He's going to be a solid player when he starts to get a lot of PT, and that'll begin next year when Christian graduates.
Hubert Davis, that's a 2.
Can't allow Davis to get the good look at the basket. He squared his shoulders, got his good look. All you young kids, square your body to the goal when shooting the rock.
Hubert Davis, the leading scorer on the floor. He has 14. Grant Hill, pull-up jumper, missed it. Parks can't get the rebound, and here comes Reese.
Salvadori right there for another block shot. Out of the zone, they changed defenses and went to the zone. Skip pass. They like to utilize the skip pass.
Salvadori got it underneath.
Hey, Salvadori! What a player he's become. Jimmy V, we got another Paisan. Salvadori, Malvano Vitale.
56-50. Carolina extends the lead back to a half dozen with 11:57 to go in the game, and Mike Krzyzewski says, come here, I want to talk about this. We're down by 6 again.
Is that a new dispatcher?
Dad, she was here the last time you checked up on me.
So those Rollins guys, they still trying to steal our drivers?
Well, I think I got that under control. My Penn Weber guy set up a 401k. It's a pension plan, so obviously the longer a driver stays...
That must be costing a bundle.
Well, it costs a lot less than constantly breaking in new men.
How does a stockbroker know that you've been having trouble keeping drivers?
He asked.
We interrupt this recession for an important announcement. Payment Protection Plus is here. Buy or lease a new Volkswagen now, and if you incur a layoff during the first 3 years of your finance contract, we'll cover your car payments. Plus, we'll cover your car insurance payments. And the best part, you never have to pay us back. Up to $500 a month for up to a full year. Payment Protection Plus. Call now. It's revolutionary, and it's only from Volkswagen.
When you play the game and you're looking good, it's the Bud Light way and it's understood.
If you're into looking good, get into Bud Light. Clean, fresh taste won't fill you up, never let you down.
You can taste it, feel it, know you got it right. There's everything else. It's just a light. Just a light. Bud Light. Everything else is just a light. Just a light. Everything else is just a light.
This is the updated Associated Press poll. Duke, the only undefeated major college team left. Oklahoma State loses tonight. So does Arkansas. And North Carolina, 9th this week at 15-3, trying to pull another huge upset.
Well, they better enjoy. As we look at Arkansas, it's going to play Memphis State coming up on Saturday at 2 p.m. Can they bounce back, Mike? Hey, I wonder if Mr. Roy Williams, when the job opens here and Dean Smith decides to retire, Roy Williams wins the Carolina Derby, nipping Eddie Fogler for the job.
Eric Montross back out of the locker room. You see blood all over his jersey from 2 cuts. He looks like he plays for the Bears. Thomas Hill hits the jumper.
Hill stepped right into the gap, wide open. Roy's not going anywhere for a while because Dean is not leaving his sideline for a number of years.
56-52. Carolina has led by as many as 9. That's the biggest margin that Duke has seen all year long. Alley-oop. Reese actually threw it in, and it's a 3-point bucket.
I mean, when those things are happening, you got a great chance to get the big W.
He tried, Reese tried to throw the alley-oop, and he threw it in the bucket. Montross let it go. Here's Thomas Hill answering at the other end. Do you believe that?
I can't believe it. I tell you, Thomas Hill, though, stepping right up on that seam, shooting that jumper against the zone.
Turnaround jumper, Salvadori over Leitner.
I mean, you talk about an improved player. This kid was a redshirt freshman, very weak physically, and he has really had great work ethic to put himself in a position to play quality minutes.
Cherokee Parks had it knocked away underneath, and there will be a foul against Carolina. It looked like it was Montross.
I mean, Kevin is a great example of another young guy. Didn't come in heralded like all the other great players wearing the blue and white, but just work ethic, desire.
Look at this. I mean, Montross and Salvadori are playing far better than I have seen them all year long, and Montross is going to have a couple of scars to show for it. Parks hits the free throw.
Cherokee Parks, coming out of California, went to the same high school where Lute Olson coached at one time, and he broke the hearts of a lot of people on the West Coast, including Jimmy Herrick, who thought he would get him out at UCLA. Kentucky thought they had him. In fact, he visited there for a big night at Kentucky when they had their Midnight Madness, and they thought they had him, but he visited Duke, and that was it.
61-56, we're approaching the 10-minute mark.
Look at Montross out on the perimeter, used as a passer.
Hubert Davis threw for the corner, nobody home, as the man he intended it for was flashing toward the basket.
Well, look at Dean saying he's holding me. Look, Dean, you're ripping that great shirt, Dean. That's a $100 shirt. Don't pull on it.
You notice he didn't pull on the $800 jacket.
I'll tell you what, you talk about sartorial splendor, Mr. Dean Smith.
Hurley, who's been very quiet, goes down the lane and misses. Salvadori with a rebound out to Phelps.
Look at
Phelps is fouled.
Woo, a little hot dogging time. Derek played with Khalid Reeves, who plays at Arizona. They were in the backcourt at Christ the King High School in New York.
Thomas Hill picks up the personal.
Here comes Hurley now. He's going to brick this. This is a bad shot. This is not Bob Hurley basketball. See, he's up in the air. I think he's waiting for somebody to get free. And then he's caught up there and just throws it up on the glass.
That is only the second team foul against Duke here in the second half. And we are at the 10-minute mark in the ballgame. North Carolina leads by 5.
I think that North Carolina keeping Duke away from the free throw line and getting the ball into Montross. He is showing why Bob Gibbons rated him #1 coming out of high school. That's the real Eric Montross.
Montross has 10. That's his per-game average. Leitner for 3. What a big shot.
Well, big players make the big shot. The stars usually rise.
Christian Leitner with 9 points. He has 5 in the second half.
What is impressive here, Mike, is Montross is trying to get free for the basketball. He wants the rock. There he is posted. See, if he would use the single reverse move and spin away from the defensive player, he'd be wide open. Shaquille does that well down at LSU.
Foul was on Thomas Hill. It was his second. And Thomas Hill will go out, and Brian Davis, the senior from Capitol Heights, Maryland, will come back in for Mike Krzyzewski. And here comes Sullivan in for Dean Smith.
I'll tell you, Mike, this really makes it all worth it. Getting up 5 in the morning, getting to the airport for a 6 a.m. flight, to be at courtside or be even where we're sitting up here in the booth. It's just really good. Look at that eye. Look at that eye. Don't worry, Mrs. Montross. It'll be okay. I know I'd be concerned if I was a mom and dad watching, seeing my son's eye. Wow.
Montross, 10 points, 6 rebounds. Just having an outstanding game. He has really done more than neutralize Duke inside. He's outplayed them.
Oh, he really has outplayed their interior people.
Montross hits again.
This might be the confidence builder that he's been looking for in his career to elevate his game.
65-59, and now someone for Duke needs to elevate their game.
Yeah, Christian Leitner. They're playing the big guys together, Leitner and Parks, against the 2 big guys for Carolina, Montross and Salvadori.
Also have Grant Hill, Davis, and Hurley out there, and a nice pull-up shot by Grant Hill.
He almost gives me the impression, Mike, that he can score when he wants to, Grant. He just has to get involved offensively a lot more. Has a tendency to drift away from the action.
Only has 8 points tonight, averages 15, almost gets the steal. Rodel is fouled.
Yeah, he held him right in front of the bench.
Davis, who is a standout defensive player, as are several of the Blue Devils.
Well, that's his role on the floor. We talked about a good defensive team. I think Duke's an outstanding defensive team, even though they're not rated when you look at the defensive charts as one of the top 10 in scoring margin of points. But the differential, they beat people by better than 20 points a game. I'm certainly not taking anything away from teams like Princeton or University of Wisconsin, Green Bay, who make the most of their talent. But there's no way you're going to tell me that these clubs who give up 48 points and 50 points a game play better defense than the Duke Blue Devils.
The lead is for Derek Phelps, the sophomore from Pleasantville, New York, operating the North Carolina offense.
He's got to become a little better scorer at that point guard slot. Well, they'll play him soft, and it'll be 5 against 4.
Jumper is short by Davis. Salvadori with a follow, and he's fouled.
Mike, there are 3 phases of playing aggressive basketball. And those 3 phases usually are blocking shots, offensive rebounds, and forcing steals and deflections. Now there's a look at Salvadori. I mean, there's no sign of weakness in here. He just goes up on the offensive glass, and that means you're playing aggressive, hustling basketball.
Foul on Leitner, his second. Salvadori, 69% free throw shooter.
His dad, Al, says, that's my boy. His dad played for Frank McGuire at South Carolina.
And North Carolina is doing to Duke what Duke has done to other teams all year long. They're hurting them at the free throw line.
They are. And they're also hurting them inside. They're really attacking the glass, playing tough interior defense. And now they're in the zone, and they're bouncing on their feet.
The lead is 6, under 8.5 minutes to go.
Look at Montross play in the middle of that zone.
Davis had the 3 and didn't take it. Lang wants the ball inside, can't get it. Davis, he gets it to Lang. Shot clock at 20. Davis, that's a 2-point shot. Goes over the backboard and out of bounds. Now, that's really a mistake on Davis's part. He gets his feet just across the 3-point line and takes the jump shot.
Well, if he plays for Kentucky, he goes to the sideline because that's the one no-no that they have in their rules at Kentucky. You get to that 3-point line. The other day they got ready for this. They were 8 for 44 against LSU.
Salvadori had a big smile on his face talking to one of the officials. Why not? You're up by 6 on the #1 team in the country.
There's Bob Hurley scrapping and getting over the top of the screen.
Montross, who has just shown a world of confidence tonight, can't get the shot there.
Interchanging on a baseline.
Reese. Everything else he tossed up tonight went.
Trailer, you got the trailer.
Davis. Oh, did he get away with a walk or what?
I thought he took an extra step. They said he held his pivot foot down. We have not seen many transition layups.
No. And that's where Duke has really destroyed people this year.
Yes,
Leitner tries to get the steal, picks up the foul, his 3rd.
Especially off the defensive turnover, which they were trying to get right there. And he knew he thought he had it. He was anticipating that pass, and they thought they were going to have the numbers.
2-time All-American Sullivan Award candidate. A lot of people's player of the year. He has his club within 4.
Here are 2 good reasons why people like First Rome Bank.
We're here to help people with their banking needs. So we listen and then recommend the best services for them.
You know, our bank's been open 3 years, but we've got banking experience of over 100 years. And the people that do business with us, they've got that experience to draw on.
Don't take our word for it. Come find out for yourself. First Rome Bank, the smart way to bank. Member FDIC.
1,050 people on the line. 1,050 people on the line right now.
This is a deal.
At this very moment, you could be missing out on the most remarkable sales event ever. The Home Shopping Club Bargathon.
Wonderful. I think it's fantastic. I think it's the most fantastic buy.
Bargathon, where prices keep dropping and dropping.
When I saw this, I just really flipped.
You could be missing a Bargathon right now. Why wait? Tune in Home Shopping Club now and get in on the sale of a lifetime.
Mission to stop Deb Richard from picking up $1 million bonus during the Far More at Inverary. Coverage begins Friday afternoon at 5 Eastern on ESPN.
With Duke trailing, a reminder that 4 ranked teams have already lost tonight, including 2 in the top 5, Oklahoma State and Arkansas. Will a 5th fall? Back to Mike Dick.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. I know you've been busy in the studio just keeping track of all the people that are getting knocked off tonight. Duke trying to avoid it, and here is the center comparison, and who would have thunk it? Montross with the big advantage over the two-time All-American Christian Laettner. He is playing the game of his life for the Tar Heels.
He really outplayed him.
Here's the foul on Brian Davis, away from the ball, pushing off, running through a screen.
He's outplayed him to this point, but really, Mike Krzyzewski's guys really have a way of making a big play in the last 4 minutes.
Well, there's 7 minutes left, and you can expect that Laettner will be able to add to his 9-point total.
Look at the screen up on top. Oh, there's the push right there.
Oh,
Davis
yeah.
just threw him right to the deck, right in front of Dean Smith. Hey,
That's
Mike,
3 on Brian Davis.
You've been around the ACC. Let me just throw this at you. My All-ACC team, you like it? Hurley and Walt Williams in the backcourt as he misses that free throw to good offensive rebound. Laettner.
Hubert Davis for 3, just missed. Look at a battle for the boards, and out come the Blue Devils.
Laettner, Stiff, and Gugliotta. Like that team?
You got to put Rodney Rogers on there.
Yeah, he's a great one. We'll make him a 6-man.
Kid is an animal.
We'll make him a 6-man.
All right. 67-63, Carolina by 4. Grant Hill wants Laettner. Instead has Lang.
They're playing that zone defensively with Montross in the lane.
Hurley double clutch for 3. Missed a great hustle by Grant Hill.
See the zone keeping Montross around the basket to get a good rebounding position.
Hurley not a good shot. Lang offensive rebound, and he draws the foul. Duke battling hard on the boards right there to keep it alive.
You know, Duke was 13 in zip, and they were #1 in the nation, 1989. You and I were there. There's the jump shot by Hurley. Comes off hard. There's Hill keeping it alive. Oh, there's the play right there. Antonio Lang gets fouled on a play.
Lang at the free throw line. 57% free throw shooter.
I got messed up. They put something else on my monitor. Hey, but getting back to what we were talking about a little bit earlier, you and I were there. 13 in zip. #1 in the nation, Duke. Jeff Lebo's out. Remember that?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Can't play, and they blow him away. King Rice has a great game, and they win by like 20 at Cameron. Then here comes Duke. Lebo plays back here at the Dean Dome, and Duke beats them by 2.
It has really not been a tremendous home court advantage for either ball club recently in the series. 3-point lead, 6:16 to go in the ball game. North Carolina, #9, trying to knock off #1 Duke.
The foul line has not been big tonight for Duke.
If North Carolina does not win tonight, you can forget the regular season ACC. Duke will be up by 3 games. They're not going to lose 3 or 4 in this conference.
Montross went away from the basket that time rather than spin to the lane. Nobody got back. Oh, there was a blocking foul, and they missed it. He was definitely shielding all the way down the floor. Hill to free his teammate.
Brian Davis ended up with a runaway layup, and a lot of things being thrown on the court. The crowd has already been told once on the public address system not to do it. I mean, you could get one of your own players hurt so easily by tossing something out there. It's really stupid.
Yeah, there's no reason for that. No reason whatsoever.
Trying to get the crowd fired up again because Carolina's lead has slipped to 1, 67-66. They go inside. Reese blocked from behind by Brian Davis.
And here it is, trying to make something happen with their defense.
Duke with a chance to take the lead. Davis off balance, missed the shot. Hubert Davis with a rebound for Carolina.
Big possession right now for North Carolina. They got to get really the high percentage shot here.
Phelps kicks it back out. Hubert Davis, tough jump shot, partially blocked, and he's fouled.
Got away with one right there. Lucky to get the foul.
Thomas Hill picks up his 3rd. Dean leads back and pats his chest a little bit. North Carolina has been no lower than 3rd in the ACC for 27 years.
That's incredible.
I mean, it looks like a misprint.
When you think of the competition within the conference.
Boy, look at Montross. I mean, he has really been hammered tonight, but played an exceptional game inside. Hubert Davis, who has hit all 4 free throws, makes it 5.
Mike, also when you think of Dean Smith, 11 ACC titles.
68-66, Carolina by 2. Their biggest lead was 9. 5:17 left.
free throw shooting, as we always talk about, one of the special areas in a game of basketball, becomes really perfect now as you get down to winning time.
And Hubert Davis is their best free throw shooter. 16 points, the lead is 3. Duke rushed it the last time down court. Let's see if they get a better shot.
They're thinking Christian Laettner in this possession. They're thinking Christian Laettner in this possession.
He's being guarded by Salvadori.
He comes out, can't get the ball in a post. Now he wants to go one-on-one.
Down the lane. Offensive foul on Laettner, no bucket.
They were going to Laettner all the way. They couldn't get him the ball on a box. He got the ball in the isolation, the one-on-one maneuver. Here goes the versatile Laettner, showing his ball handling skill and his ability to hang. Ooh, I think that's a tough call, Mike. Tough call.
I couldn't see who he went over, but that was the 4th foul on Laettner.
See, another thing, when Duke usually goes to the free throw line, number one, they reduce quality minutes of the opponents by getting guys on the sideline. And
Dick, that was a good call because Reese stepped in there on the side. Good defense by Reese, excuse me.
Well, you got better eyes than I do from up here, baby.
Well, I just caught it on the second replay. I couldn't see it from here. 69-66. Time becoming a factor under 5 minutes. Lynch did not get it, but he will draw the foul from Cherokee Parks.
George Lynch averaging 16 points a game, was 1 for 7 in the first half. And right now they go to the big guy inside with the great bouncers. Laettner in foul trouble.
Mike Krzyzewski said, this team is not defending a national championship. It's out trying to win another one.
Well, think about the last 6 years. We talk about 5 of the last 6 to the Final Four. But what about averaging 28 W's a game for Mike Krzyzewski? That's incredible against tough competition. I mean, he still has dates, as you said earlier, UCLA, LSU. He doesn't play Cupcake City, baby.
Lynch with a miss. Since 1986, Krzyzewski is 195 and 43.
Not bad. Like those numbers. I think you get a heck of a coaching job with that.
Yeah. He's turned down enough of them to stay at Duke. 70-66. 4.5 minutes left.
Laettner out of the game. He's got to think about Laettner.
Cherokee Parks, double dribble.
Double dribble. I don't think he can wait, really. I think he's got to get Laettner on the floor. You're coming down the wire. You're down 4.
Well, he'll be back in a minute. Here comes Montross for North Carolina.
He'll wait for the next offensive possession, I really believe, to get Christian on the floor.
And Lynch comes out.
North Carolina really has played an excellent game. They've done a good job controlling tempo in this game. They haven't allowed Duke to go up and down the floor in transition.
4 players in double figures for North Carolina, led by Hubert Davis with 16. He has the ball right now. Reese has had an outstanding game, as Phelps has been a good floor leader. Reverse miss. Montross kept it alive, almost tipped it in, but here comes Hurley.
Not a good play by Phelps. Really a bad shot.
Thomas Hill with a miss. Salvadori, another rebound.
Salvadori is really earning the right to get quality minutes, and no one would have projected that when the season started. Look at Mike. He was a point guard when he played for Bobby Knight. He was a leader. Bobby Knight said he was one of those special players. There's Hurley, throws it over the top of the defense. They spot up the shooter, Hill. Here comes the rebound off the glass. There's Salvadori getting good rebounding position.
Foul was on Antonio Lang. It was his 3rd. Salvadori makes the first free throw. The lead is back to 5. And Dick, you keep waiting for a Duke run, and it just hasn't happened yet.
Well, because they're doing an excellent job defensively, North Carolina, with the 2 giants playing together. They got the 2 trees on the floor in Montross and also Salvadori. That's a lot of size out there, Mike.
He's hit 3 for 3 from the line, 11 points, make it 4 for 4. The lead is back to 6. And North Carolina trying to hang on and knock off number 1 Duke. Will be back in a moment.
Hey, the rabbit, can they sleep around here? What's all the racket? What's up? Jock, I was only kidding. Gruesome, ain't it? Of course you know this means war.
you expect? Elmer Fudd?
Nice shot.
Nice shot.
This floors him every time. Yoo-hoo! Nice shot. This could be the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
That's all, folks.
Well, that's my line.
We interrupt this recession for an important announcement. Payment Protection Plus is here. Buy or lease a new Volkswagen now, and if you incur a layoff during the first 3 years of your finance contract, we'll cover your car payments. Plus, we'll cover your car insurance payments. And the best part, you never have to pay us back. Up to $500 a month for up to a full year. Payment Protection Plus. Call now. It's revolutionary, and it's only from Volkswagen.
3 minutes, 59 seconds left. North Carolina leads Duke by 6. Here are the conference standings. Updated through the results of tonight. Duke still the only undefeated team at 8-0. Carolina 2 games back in the loss column. Georgia Tech has already lost tonight. Maryland wins. And next Wednesday, Providence against Miami at 7. And then number 1, Duke goes to number 24, Georgia Tech. That's next Wednesday night, a 9 o'clock start.
Providence struggling a little bit, but you know that Rick Barnes is too good a coach. Sometimes coaches have to go through a little adversity. Dean Smith was hung in effigy when he was first arrived here as a coach.
Bobby Hurley has not scored in the second half. Grant Hill, there is a foul before the shot.
They've done a great job in their defensive game plan. They have neutralized the transition game of Duke.
Montross looks like the raging bull. He has just picked up his 4th personal foul.
John Madden would love him right now. He'd say, that's my kind of guy. He's bleeding. He's tough. He's hard-nosed. He's scrapping. He's clawing.
He sure give him guts for the haircut.
Ooh, he'd make my all guts team is right. That haircut used to look like mine when I was younger.
It still resembles it pretty well.
He gets a nice little standing O behind the bench.
Leitner with 9 points.
Got him on
2 for 2 from the line. Every one of these becomes so big.
You can figure that Mike was going to bring him in as soon as they got possession of the ball.
He missed the free throw. He had had a school record 35 in a row streak.
Hope everybody's staying tuned. This is #1 in the nation. They have not lost, baby, since the ACC title to the... Well, look how quiet it is here. They haven't lost until they lost to the Tar Heels back in last year.
Here's some pressure. Lynch, nearly a walk by Reese, but a great job to recover. It's a 5-point game, 3:35 left. Carolina trying to spread it out a little bit. Lynch missed it, and that's what Duke wanted them to do, invite them to take the shot. Leitner to Hurley.
George Lynch struggling shooting the basketball. Got an injured player on the other end of the floor.
And I don't know if they blew it dead or not because one of the Carolina players was down. It was a turnover down here. If a player is in jeopardy, the official will stop the clock.
Yeah, but you can't stop the clock if the offensive team has the advantage and the player is not in jeopardy. It's up to the discretion of the official.
Yeah, let's see who will get the ball out of bounds. That will depend on when they blow the whistle.
John Moreau,
Donnie Gray and
John Moreau and
Lenny Wirtz huddling around. The ball was turned over on the end of the break, and they're going to give the ball back to Duke.
See, Mike was really frustrated. He thought they had the advantage. Now here he is. He's on the floor right here. Oh, look at the grab right there. Did you see the grab? Grabbed the shirt by Leitner. Duke got away with one, Mr. Patrick.
Sure did.
They got away with one.
But the whistle was blown because the Carolina player was being stepped on and was hurt.
They're trying to get the lob over to Leitner.
Grant Hill, 15-footer short. North Carolina ball. Derek Phelps, we're down to 3:01.
They've missed Leitner. He's wide open on a single reverse move.
Duke has had that big spurt all year long when they've needed it. They have not gotten it tonight. They're still down by 5. Hubert Davis.
Now it's important to make sure your scorers are the guys that shoot the ball at this time. Use some of the clock, but you certainly don't want to go to a total delay. That was a great look inside.
Salvadori missed the shot, but the offensive rebounder, Reese. Basket won't go, but he's fouled.
Salvadori hesitated. You know, years ago, North Carolina in this situation would spread the court, put the ball in Phil Ford's hands, and the other coach would wave the white handkerchief and say, it's over, baby. Time to surrender. It's 4 quarters time. He doesn't have that kind of team now that he can do that.
Fouls on Brian Davis, his 4th.
Just remember this scenario here, people. 23 in a row for Duke. Many people said they would go undefeated, that they are invincible, that they have that special kind of team. They're a level above most. There are a lot of people that felt that way. But I'll tell you right now, they are in a little bit of trouble here right now, Mike.
Brian Reese missed the first. He's nearly an 80% free throw shooter, makes the second. 73-67. Duke needs a bucket, and they need it badly. Reese has 13.
He has really elevated his game. You got to think right now, Grant Hill or Laettner. They have to be your top 2 options with Hurley creating the opportunity.
And Hurley throws it away. Hubert Davis, will he back it back out? No, he wants the shot. And Dean Smith would have liked to see some time run off that clock.
Not a good decision by the senior Davis. 2-on-2, didn't have the opportunity, got to bring the ball out. They're doubling up on Laettner. Grant Hill's got to get involved here. He's got to get a little more active and want the ball, number 33. He's got to want the rock.
He's got it over Phelps. Doesn't get the roll. Laettner kept it alive. Davis got it back. He scored, and he's fouled. And that's exactly the play that Duke had to have. Chance for 3.
They didn't design it that way, but they're certainly going to take it. The big offensive rebound. Here's a look at Montross. Has been such a positive force in this game here tonight. That is Grant Hill. They go to Hill. They keep the ball alive. Laettner. There's Brian Davis. There's a reach over the back by Salvadori. Laettner keeps it alive with the good offensive rebounding effort. And there's Brian Davis. It comes in his hands. A little finger roll, convert it, and get fouled.
Brian Davis, 17 points, only 2 short of his career high. The senior with more range on his shot this year has become a better free throw shooter. Misses that one, though. The game is still 4.
He has 17. They always seem to find somebody that can pick up the scoring slack if somebody gets into a little drought.
Phelps with Laettner out on him, and Laettner did the job on defense. Phelps turned it over.
And then Laettner taps him on his rear. I think Dean might need a timeout to settle him down and to define what he wants done on the floor.
Boy, this is great defense by Laettner.
I guess Lenny says he takes an extra step.
He called the travel before he bounced it off of Christian Laettner. Took that little hop step, and you can't get away with that one. Davis inbounds. Grant Hill, 1:37 to go. Carolina still leads by 4.
Duke goes to the 1-2-2 stack. They'll run a guy off a double screen of Laettner.
Thomas Hill, tough catch by Grant Hill. Down the lane, he got it, and he's fouled by Salvadori. Are you kidding?
That was an amazing play. I mean, that is marvelous with a capital M. The kid is magnificent. His only problem, number 33, he has a tendency to be too passive on the floor. Reminds me of Billy Owens when he was a young player. Look at his talent right here. He's probably the most talented player on the court tonight. But for many, many a minute, he drifts away from the action.
That is 10 points on the night for Grant Hill. He has worked so hard on his free throw shooting. He's raised it from 60% to 77.
Keep in mind, on the road.
Missed that one, and Laettner kicked it out.
Again, making a big play. Christian Laettner to get the ball back. Mike, remember this. They were down 5 with 1:42 against Michigan. They win. They're down 3 minutes to go against Florida State. They win.
1:10 to go here. Duke with a chance to tie or take the lead. Thomas Hill missed. Laettner with a follow. It's tied. Holy cow.
Well, Laettner makes the great tip to keep the ball alive, and then he makes the big offensive rebound. That's why he is an All-American.
They have scored the last 6 points to tie it at 73. 48 seconds to go. Lean in by Phelps. He'll draw the foul on Bobby Hurley.
They seem to be out of sync. I'm really surprised we haven't seen the timeout to give them the responsibility or give them what they want to achieve on the floor. They don't seem to be in sync offensively the last 3 minutes, North Carolina.
Derek Phelps has only 4 points tonight. He will go to the line. Coming up after our broadcast, Sports Center, Bob and Mike standing by to bring you the reason why the Mike Tyson trial has been delayed. A tough road for Oklahoma State, and should Magic Johnson be playing basketball with his physical condition?
He's a 73% shooter,
but he's 0 for 1 tonight, Dick. Has the first, he'll get another. 1-point lead for Duke. Montross with the marks of a great battle underneath. He's got one on the other side of his head, too. Phelps hits them both. A 2-point game.
He was very calm on that line. He had an excellent stroke. He's done a solid job defensively on Hurley here in the second half.
Dick, do you take the first good shot?
I would take, yeah, the first good opportunity. And it's got to be the right people shooting the ball, the Leitners or the Hills. There's the great dump down.
Leitner, he missed the shot. Rebound to Montross, and now Duke will have to foul.
It was a great opportunity there to have perfect execution.
Hurley reached in. Montross with a follow. He missed it. And it's saved by Duke with 11 seconds to go. They still have a chance. I don't believe it.
They can win it with a 3.
Leitner down the lane. He missed.
It's over.
And Carolina wins it.
Oh, it's over, baby. Great picture, Mike, watching the kids of Duke coming over to congratulating Dean Smith. Class personified by the Duke Blue Devils.
There is just something magical about this rivalry. These people go after each other tooth and nail. The last team to beat Duke was North Carolina, March 10th, 1991. They have beaten them again 11 months removed, and Duke has its 23-game, the longest winning streak in the nation, broken. They had their shots in the last minute, Dick. Carolina took a couple of bad shots and let them back in the game, but they still hung on to win it.
Now the question is, who is number 1? Roy Williams in Kansas beat Oklahoma State this weekend, and you become uno number 1. And the Big 8 is the best conference in America. When you look at a Nebraska right now, beating up, for example, beating an Oklahoma State. What a great moment here, Mike.
Incredible game, 75-73, North Carolina winner for Mike Patrick and Dick Vitale and our entire crew. Let's go to SportsCenter. Johnson, I'm Fred Muscle. Here we go again. Michigan led it by 12, 51-39 at the 14-16 mark, and then John Morton started to blaze away.
Brent, unlike Magic's game in the NBA, you can throw the ball in the backcourt, but they needed to set a screen from Ramil Robinson. Now he's with Green all alone. Very dangerous play here.
They get it into Robinson's hand, bringing it down. The final seconds ticking away.
Might as well clear out for him and let him take his man.
They're going to look for Rice, too, if he can flash. He's going to go to the other side. He comes out high. He's got Gaze on it. Gaze with him. Rice shoots. Rice doesn't get the roll. We're going to go to overtime.
First time since '63 when Loyola and Cincinnati went OT. Well, Brent, you've got to put it in the hands of your key guy. I thought, though, that it had been better for Robinson to dribble it to the hoop and try to get the foul. But Rice has been so great throughout this tournament. Great turnaround jumper. It almost shocks you when he doesn't make the shot. Calculated play.
Yeah,
good choice.
I think you'd want him to win or lose it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
He had a shot. We've seen Rice make a lot of them in the tournament. This one doesn't fall, and we'll go to a 5-minute overtime.
The network. It's the most powerful tool in business today. At GTE, we can put that power in your hands. The power of a personalized communications network designed for the success of your business alone. The growth of your business, the prosperity of your business. We've done it for others. We'll do it for you. Because at GTE, the power is on.
The product. The vehicles. The testing grounds. The results. STP oil treatment is the edge.
After 6 hours of school, I had enough for the day. I hit the radio dial.
With the designed-in sound of a Delco Electronics music system. Now the best seat in the house is in your GM car or truck. Delco Electronics, it's who we are.
Look at how many great prizes you can win playing Scrabble at McDonald's. You can win dream vacations, trips to Disneyland, shopping sprees. How about sizzling fries or great burgers and money? There are fortunes to be won. Think what you could do with $1 million. So don't just stand there. It could change your whole life. Play Scrabble at McDonald's, a game you can actually win.
It has been longer than 2 decades before the Loyola Ramblers defeated Cincinnati, a game I'll never forget. Those of you in the Chicago area were listening to that great call by Red Rush. They win it. They win it. Now you have a jump ball to start the 5-minute overtime. Higgins controls for Michigan. Michigan gets 1 timeout. They had none, and Seton Hall 3. They hit Rice on the inside, and Michigan goes up by 2.
Well, it was just 2 seconds too late.
But the Wolverines will take it nevertheless. Seton Hall's ball.
Seton Hall has not been in an overtime game this year. Michigan been in 1, and they won that game against Iowa. Interesting, that first overtime game in history of the NCAA, Arnie Farron back with Utah MVP, and they won that one.
Green hits Gaze, bringing Higgins out with him. On the switch, Robinson will take Gaze. And the hot man has been John Morton. Rice watching him.
Clear out for Morton.
Takes it into the paint, not there. He and Ramos play catch. Now with the shot clock running down, Gaze bangs in a 3, his first field goal of the game, and it came in overtime.
And Brenny just hung around out on the side and lulled Ramil Robinson to sleep.
Robinson hits Hughes, who comes out. Higgins here, Rice, and Mills along with Robinson. Higgins puts the Wolverines back ahead.
You know, Higgins was a guy that looked like he was going to shoot him out of the game, and now he's come back into 2 big fouls and then that shot.
Very conscious of Morton. They get it out to Green, missing the 3. Walker goes out after it. Great offensive rebounder, and it's goaltending. Put it down.
Walker got by with a push on that initial rebound. We might get a chance to see it. There's his turn on the inside, and the goaltend, second one in the game for Michigan.
Our 12th lead change. We had 33 lead changes between Michigan and Illinois. 3:12 left in overtime. Seton Hall up by a point. Steal by Green.
Got Morton.
Bring it down with Robinson. Morton was open. He didn't see him all the way, and Mills with a great defensive effort that time. Now it's 2-on-2. Gaze stayed back with Walker, and as Higgins comes through, he drew the foul.
6'9", putting the ball on the floor like this is California product, high school All-American.
Balance charge to number 24, Darrell Walker, is
really coming to the front of late.
Shooting 2, number 24, Sean Higgins.
It's hard to sense right now which is the fresher team. Walker looks fresh. Morton looks fresh. Ramos not quite as fresh for Seton Hall.
Sean Higgins has demonstrated some poise under pressure. 2 huge free throws near the end of regulation. Now he nails that one. He's already dropped in a field goal in overtime. This can put Michigan ahead. Doesn't get the roll. Scores tied at 76.
See if PJ goes to that double high now and going to force Michigan to chase.
Morton, he's got another one. 35 points. And a 3-point Seton Hall lead. 2.5 minutes.
Ramil has been quiet on penetration, Grant. I think he's got to start putting that ball on the floor and go inside like he did in the first half.
Move to Higgins. The three is short, and Morton's there.
And now you can see that signal of the P.J. Carlesimo putting his hand on the top of his head. They're going to play their double high delay game right now. It's impossible to steal the ball on this. You just have to play solid defense and work against the clock.
Back into Gaze's hands, and they work it around with plenty of time on the shot clock. And a timeout call. Seton Hall uses one of its 3 timeouts. 1:42 left in overtime, and Seton Hall leading it by 3.
After rigorous examination of the Mercedes-Benz 300E, one automotive journal concluded that it may be the best sedan in the world, and another journal called it a nearly spectacular mix of performance and practicality. The Mercedes-Benz 300E. Now that it's astonished the experts, let it astonish you.
Remember how you used to help your dad wash his car? Kind of a shame they didn't have Armor All back in those days. Armor All Protectant for the tires and the dash and the seats. Because we're crazy about cars, too.
The Honda Lawnmower. It was first with a convenient blade brake clutch, with an automotive-type shaft drive, with an easy-starting overhead valve engine. It's the first mower good enough to be a Honda.
She's the girl of my dreams. She taught me what real love means. You can't beat it. Feeling you get when your love is the real thing. Hi, Daddy. Can't beat the feeling.
Coca-Cola Classic. You can't beat the feeling.
Well, John Morton with 35 points, his career high, and he's moving into some rarefied air. You saw that shot of Bill Walton earlier. He has the record for a championship game with 44. Then it's Gail Goodrich, Jack Givens, and Lou Alcindor, who became Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, scored 37. And Morton has led the way, 79-76. Seton Hall leading it, and that's the time they have left. Morton gets inside, won't fall, and Rice off with the rebound.
Brent, Robinson only has 1 field goal in the second half. He has not been penetrating like he did in the first half. He's given the ball up.
Rice open on the 3, and this time it won't fall, but Higgins has got it back. Missing, and it is rebounded by Seton Hall, and then they foul, and it'll go against Robinson at the 117 mark, and Billy Sean Higgins continuing to fire away.
Yeah, I really think that they're getting some bad judgment there by Higgins, but I'm surprised why Ramil Robinson is not keeping the ball in his hand, penetrating a little bit. And then you know that Seton Hall is going to slough down inside. He can fire back out to Rice.
Billy, when you go back and look at this tape tomorrow, you'll see that he was not the same after the timeouts. They kept the ball in Caleb's hands, and they got away from what they were doing very well, and that was getting Ramil in on the inside. Remember that reverse jam we had, that replay?
But he also, Brent, may be very, very tired after that Illinois game, because he hasn't been the same in the second half. Good pressure by Green on him. Here he comes. Let's see if he takes it
free throw. Robinson looking. Green is there, and he will not give him an alley.
Good defense by Green.
Higgins gives it up to Rice. Down toward a minute. Michigan trailing it by 3. Mills backs his way in. Now the turnaround, and it's a 1-point game.
And the clock gives Michigan one more chance because we're down to 41 on the shot clock and more time remaining on the game clock.
Now, Seton Hall needs something this trip. Missed an important front end. Weren't able to get it down the last time before that. And Michigan will look for that defensive stop. The hot hand holding the ball, John Morton. And he'll take Rice down on the inside. Now down toward 5 seconds on the shot clock. Seton Hall will have to hurry. Morton will go one-on-one, up high, short. Michigan's ball. They've got an opportunity here now to win it. They've got to hurry. 5 seconds. Robinson goes in. Foul call with 3 seconds. A foul against Seton Hall with 3 seconds.
Brent, that's the play that Michigan had been waiting for a long time. Keep the ball in Rumeal Robinson's hands. Make Seton Hall make the play. Not much of a foul, but Green did hit him.
Billy, Seton Hall did not get a good play up here at the other end.
No, they didn't.
They wound up with a one-on-one with Morton going in against 2 taller Wolverines. And then that allowed Robinson some daylight down here. And as he came on the inside, he was fouled. And so with 3 seconds to go, he'll have an opportunity to put Michigan ahead.
And Brett, one of the only statistical weaknesses of Rumeal Robinson's game is his free throw shooting. 64%.
Timeout will be used by Seton Hall, applying a little more pressure with that timeout, and we'll be right back.
I love you. Skidamarink, getting. I love you.
Jeep Racing Team, the winningest team in off-road racing, goes nowhere without Craftsman tools. From their durable precision power tools to hand tools that are guaranteed forever. So, make sure it's a Craftsman, because you don't want to get stuck with anything else.
The test of a great airline is not just how fast it moves you in the air, but how fast it moves you on the ground. That's why at some of the busiest airports in the world, United Airlines offers you the most advanced baggage systems, faster ticketing and boarding procedures, and the most spacious, convenient, efficient terminals in the business. United Airlines. From the ground up, rededicated to giving you the service you deserve. Come fly the friendly skies.
3 seconds remaining in the NCAA's first championship overtime since 1963. Rumeal Robinson, the point guard. And they're the parents who raised him in Cambridge, Massachusetts, with an opportunity to put Michigan ahead. It's a 1-and-1. He'll shoot the front end right here and get a second free throw if successful. Griffin was a defensive standout with a word of encouragement for his teammate.
Now you see Steve Fisher wanting all his men off the lane. PJ, on the other hand, is going to want the ball up to half court and call a timeout.
He only has 3 seconds, though, Billy. He might have done something in that timeout before so that they go with a long pass here. Let's see what happens on the free throw. Michigan leads it.